special prosecutor, which later turned into an arrest. We will take you to the Etiwa forest, where environmental experts are warning government against the mining of bauxite in that forest reserve in the wake of the devastating effect of illegal mining on Ghana's once rich vegetation. And on our next episode of Potholes Exhibition, we'll take you to the Ashanti region town of Bokrum to show you how damaging the deadly potholes riddled roads have become to both motorists and residents. We have business coming up shortly in this bulletin. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do stay for details. Former chairman of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, says he feels victimized over his invitation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which later became an arrest for which he was granted a 2 million Ghana cedi bail. He says he was surprised by the treatment meted out to him, giving his selfless contributions to the country. Speaking in an exclusive interview with JoyNews on the back of reports of his arrest and subsequent release 2 weeks ago by the special prosecutor, the revered heart surgeon recounted his experience.
We vegetated that field. If we had planted cocoa, it would have been yielding fruits by now, after 3-4 years. So you imagine, instead that you go there and you find pits, freshly dug pits and gullies and so on. This happened 4 years ago. The place was cleared, vegetated. And so what I'm saying is that it happened. So that's what I
asked that because the traditional authorities sent journalists there to verify the claim. And
as we go along in life in this country, others who have the power now or who have the influence now should know that at some point they will held accountable for what they are doing.
Do you feel you're being victimized?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
What have I done wrong in this country? If 0.001% of people behave like what I've done, this country will not be the way it is. I mean, look, I bought a whole hospital, trained people, Ghanaians, heart surgeons, trained people from Nigeria, Ethiopia, changed Kolebu after Georgesburg and Nkrumah. Frimpong Boateng was the person who added structures and systems to Kolebu, with internally generated funds, not money from the government. I changed the way Ghana Red Cross functioned. As chairman of the PRIC, I did a lot for this country. And as minister, I introduced a lot of things. If I pursue them, we have made a lot of change in this country. The things that I initiated when I was minister, most of them have been abandoned. So what I'm saying is that I'm not perfect, but in all my life, throughout my life, I have always thought about Ghana.
Professor Frimpong Boateng still insists a field close to the president's Chebi residence was used for illegal mining activities.
We vegetated that field. If we had planted cocoa, it would have been yielding fruits by now, after 3-4 years. So you imagine, instead that you go there and you find pits, freshly dug pits and gullies and so on. This happened 4 years ago. The place was cleared, vegetated. And so what I'm saying is that it happened. So that's what I
asked that because the traditional authorities sent journalists there to verify the claim, and according to the traditional authorities, there's no evidence that the president's garden was affected by illegal mining.
I don't want to argue with them. If they say it wasn't affected, I'm saying that we went there, and did what we were supposed to do. And I don't know why we should even argue about this. It's not that we did this to slight somebody, but we were concerned that in a field near the president's house, somebody was doing something illegal.
It wasn't near the president's house, not his garden.
No, I mean a garden. I don't know what you mean. So it's not that there's a house. World, there's a garden inside, and no, I'm not talking about that kind of thing.
So this is some area close to the president's house in Chibi.
I don't know what you mean by close, but what I'm saying is that the field was there, and the caretaker said they had encroached on a little bit of the garden, so not in the house. So if you journalists, you were the one who went there.
No, I didn't go there, but we had a reporter who went there as well.
Not in the house. So if you journalists, you were the one who went there.
No, I didn't go there, but we had a reporter who went there as well.
Level the place, vegetated the place. As I said, if I planted cocoa or even palm, we would have been harvesting fruits.
Which made them to arrest him. If that evidence is not convincing, then we could be saying that he's being victimized. But onto that line, I think it's a bit difficult for us to just say he's being victimized.
Well, shockingly, Professor Boateng doesn't believe the president is committed to fighting Galamsey because of the approach he is deploying. And more damning, he says he doesn't think Galamsey will end anytime soon. How does this come across to you?
Well, that is a very sad indictment of the president, especially with his commitment to fighting Galamsey, which is also linked to his commitment to fighting corruption. You see, when you have somebody in charge of something, the fellow comes with a report. You need to take your time to study the report, or at least refer to the appropriate institution to study it and advise you. But for you to just conclude that, issue a statement that it is unfounded based on unfounded allegations and all that, that already is an indication that you don't want to accept or you don't even want to consider the issues that the person has raised. Some of them may not be unfounded, but there may be some issues there that are verifiable. So you need to study before you conclude. And so if the president didn't do that, immediately just concluded that, well, there was nothing in this, and he dismissed it, followed by some of his people also dismissing it, it's difficult for anybody to say that he's committed to the fight against Galamsey.
Have we lost the fight against Galamsey and, for that matter, corruption?
Yes, I think the two are linked. The two are linked, and I would say that yes, it appears, I think we've lost the fight against Galamsey, both Galamsey and corruption. And those are the issues that are contributing to our present economic crisis. And until we wake up to that realization, we don't have a way forward.
But why so, Mr. Azim?
Well, there are a number of issues. One, the political leadership, as we have all both said, is not committed to it. Then the rest of us, including those who are close to the president, who should be working to help the president to handle the situation, are also interested in their personal interests. And we as citizens, we are not contributing enough, we are not reporting these things, we are not demanding, like going into the streets and demonstrating and demanding that the president does something about it. So there are three issues. The leadership itself, those in positions of trust or influential positions that are not supporting it, and then the rest of us Ghanaians. Then of course, people give the example, the excuse of the high rate of unemployment in the country. The youth have nothing to do, but when they go to the site and come back, they have something in their pocket to spend. So it may not be politically expedient for the government to try to curb or curtail Galamsey, because you promise people jobs and you're not able to get them the job. So when they find something that they can do, it may be difficult for you to say that they shouldn't do it. So it's a complex things that are cyclical. And then of course I've mentioned corruption also fuels Galamsey. So it's not one thing that you can point to and say, this is why it's the situation like this. There are a number of issues surrounding it and a number of actors that are involved or should have been acting, but they are not acting.
What can we do, Mr. Azim? It looks like every tactic we deploy fail, and it's actually with subsequent governments. What should we do right now?
Well, see, first, we must back our words with action. When you say you are fighting galamsey or fighting corruption, you must actually act to show that you are fighting galamsey. And acting by arresting the people that are involved in it and penalizing them. Making galamsey unattractive to the ordinary, to the people that are involved by prosecuting or at least recovering some of the assets that they've acquired from the galamsey. When you do that, when people begin to see that you are serious about your promise to fight galamsey, then they'll be a bit scared and they will not want to continue that practice.
I'm grateful for your time. Vitus Azim is anti-corruption campaigner. He's been speaking about galamsey and corruption, and he says it's a collective responsibility. But first, the politicians must have the will to actually want to end it. Well, experts in the extractive industry are warning of grave consequences if Ghana goes ahead to extract bauxite in the Tiwa forest. It's been estimated that 1.7 trillion will be spent in 2023 alone on clean technologies due to the dramatic spike in demand for metals and minerals worldwide. This has raised concerns among environmentalists, civil society and industry about the need to decarbonize the process for extraction. Co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Mantel, is warning any attempt by government to degrade the Etiwa forest will not augur well for the country. Between year 2000 and 2019, 3,264 kilometers square of forest was directly lost due to industrial mining, with 80% occurring in Ghana, Brazil, Indonesia, and Suriname. Ghana signed on to the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative in 2003 and is among 55 countries that have agreed to a common set of rules to promote good governance in the management of its natural resources. The Etiwa Range is a site of an important forest reserve and the source of three major rivers. It contains ancient bauxitic soils. Experts say there's enough bauxite in this forest, but we must be cautious of the destruction that we can cause by thinking of exploiting these bauxites and other minerals in this forest.
Etiwa has enormous resources that can generate revenues for the state. The medicinal plants, the water sources from here, a lot of the rivers drain from from this forest. We are talking about the Densu, we are talking about Birim, we are talking about Ayensu. They all take their source from the forest. So if we are going to destroy this forest, that invariably is going to mean that we are destroying our water sources, and therefore quantifying what the effect will be downstream. Those of us who rely on these rivers for drinking water is just unthinkable. And so we need at all costs to be able to identify certain land areas in this country that are no-go areas for mining, based on what purpose they serve and how they contribute to our own human development.
In the middle of the Etiwa forest is the Supon River, which feeds into the Birim River, a key source of drinking water for the people in the eastern region. We are currently at the Supon River in the Etiwa forest. You can see how clean the water is, but if you move Just a little further from here, you will see that the water has been destroyed and you cannot even think of drinking the water. Deputy National Director of Conservationist Group, Arocha Ghana, Darrell Bosu, says the current high turbidity level of the river, which stands at 11.5 NTU, must prompt government to maintain its quality.
Most of these communities don't have access to pipe-borne water, so when these rivers flow out, that is where they fetch for their daily use and also for other domestic and industrial activities. And we believe that if we want to sustain the activities of communities and their livelihood and also their health, rivers like these, which is devoid of contamination, needs to be prioritized and protected. But what we have also seen is that you can't have clear rivers like these without forests. And that is why we believe that Atiwa, which is on record to be a critical hydrological gem of Ghana, must be protected in the long term, because already, aside Sejimase, there are about 5 million other people who depend on rivers coming from the forest. And they go from people in the city, in Accra, to central region, and even to the eastern region, and even connecting to River Pra, which serves people in the western region. So it's clearly an important ecosystem. We cannot allow anything to touch it. Now, if you step out of this forest, you realize that it's clearly an important ecosystem. We cannot allow anything to touch it. Now, if you step out of this forest, you realize that the